It was a solid idea. All right. How much? Dang it. I screwed up. How much flour do we have left? I get another bowl because I didn't. All right, so we've put in 200 or 180 grams of flour, and we're already sort of reaching cookie-ness. I'm gonna put in the baking soda and a little more flour. What's up, okie dokie? Okay, it's still pretty sticky, which is a good sign. All right, we're gonna go in with some more flour. Actually, all of it. There's our 250 grams. Minus the like 0.3 grams that just jumped out of the thing. That's pretty good. That's like a cookie dough. There are 2 eggs. Sorry. There are 2 eggs already in. I think I forgot to mention that. But they are there. They are in this recipe. So let us knock this off the paddle. I'm going to preheat the oven. Summon the oven. Go. Oven is preheated. I'm going to do this just while we get some bowls out of the way. Reclaim some of our workspace here. Let's see. Might need the tiny spatula. I hate cleaning this thing off. It is a pain. I would give so much money for a self-cleaning paddle. Like if there was a thing that you could just like pull down and it like scraped it all off somehow. I don't know. Geometry of that situation isn't clear. But I don't know. Put some engineers on it. Figure it out. Someone get on that. Did I eat all the chocolate biscotti? I did eat the last one last night. So they lasted exactly how long? Well, I mean, yeah, the dishwasher, but I want the dough off of there into there. That's what I want. And unfortunately, the dishwasher will steal all the dough and put it down the drain, which is a little sad. But I do love my dishwasher. And I will sooner move out of the city than live without one. If I can't afford an apartment with a dishwasher, I'm moving to the boondocks. The boonies? The boondocks. interesting flavor. It might still be a little too sweet. Maybe 220 grams of sugar was a little too much. I don't know. Put you over there. I do think the extra salt was a good call. Listen, it needs more cheese. I still taste the cheese. I'm excited about that. I do think, just color-wise, we should add a little food coloring. Just to achieve, like, Cheez-It nuclear orange that they got going on. You know, like we want this kind of color. And it's a little pale. Let me see if I can find turmeric. But turmeric has a flavor. Turmeric in a cookie? That doesn't concern anyone? Yeah, let's get a big jug of Red 40. I mean, turmeric's not a strong flavor, but it does have a flavor. To buy more gels. Annatto seed is what gives it color, and you can use color in the fat you use for the cookie. Oh. Yeah, we're going to have to... What's up, Culinary? Thank you for that fun fact. That Atlas mentioned earlier as well about those things. I don't have any of that. So we're going to cheat. But it would be cool to do that in like the butter. I'm just going to put a drop of orange in and see where we go from there, you know? Sunset orange. Will we get, you know... This is an experiment. It's going to need to be a full-fledged viral sensation. We're going to have to do more than one iteration on this. I feel like we need at least another drop here. Let's go 2. Give me that true radioactive orange. I want construction sign cheese puff. I feel like the TikTok version, you wouldn't show in true like TikTok misinformation style. You wouldn't show yourself adding the food color. That way, everyone thinks you get the wild orange without any effort, and then they'll be disappointed if they try it in real life. That's like the true TikTok experience, I feel like. Right. I don't want to over mix it. But that's a little more cheesy colored. It's not as... I don't know. I'm debating whether or not to like go like even more orange than that. I don't know. I feel like once these brown, it'll just look like a weirdly tinted chocolate chip cookie instead of like Cheez-It. Or large walnuts. I think we leave it at this color, and then we see where it goes, and then we iterate from there. That was 3 drops. It might darken in the oven. I'm going to leave it there. Let's get some chips in here. Wow! Thank you for the follow, Renata. Renata?
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
She did make Cheez-Its once. I think I watched her Cheeto video recently. She at least did Cheetos. I know that much. Claire is so good at her job. Alrighty. We should probably catch Renata up on what's happening here for this potentially war crime-esque recipe we're doing. So I help run, and I'm in a monthly culinary club called The Labyrinth, and each month we have a different culinary challenge. And last month, February, was souffle, and we made a cheese and chocolate marbled souffle. Because in college I would eat Cheez-Its and chocolate chips together as like a little trail mix snack type of thing, and I think they go together really well. And then, because I tried out the souffle, I had a bunch of cheese left over, and I didn't want it to go to waste. And I thought, you know, the souffle was cool, but the cheese flavor in the souffle wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. So then, as I was searching for things to do today, it occurred to me I had a bunch of cheese I did not want to go to waste, and we could make a cheese and chocolate chip cookie. So we've subbed cheddar cheese in for part of the butter, and we've also reduced the amount of sugar and upped the amount of salt. So they should be a little bit more salty, reminiscent of a Cheez-It, and also pretty cheddary, one will hope. So we've got all that mixed in. chocolate chips are there, and now we just need to bake some and see what happens. That's what we're at the finding out phase. Now, I'm not going to bake all of them all at once, because if they like spread too much, we might be able to save them by like mixing in extra flour or something. But if they don't spread enough, we're kind of hosed. So, well, we might be able to mix in some oil or something, some butter. We're fucking around, that's for sure. Will we find out? We're going to find out something. I feel like FAFO implies we're going to find out something bad, but you know, we might find something good too. This is some optimistic FAFO. I don't think these are going to have any problem spreading in the oven. They are pretty light. How many of these should we put on here? I'm going to say 5. Do 5. See where we're at? What's up, Tinker Love? How are you? The meatballs. Come on. Release. There we go. Oh no! Camera, why? Elgato! Is your camera? It's too warm in here. The damn heat. I need like a fan that pumps in winter air from the outside. I usually leave the screen on the back like a little bit away just to give it a little bit more higher chance of cooling, and I forgot I undid that. So maybe that's why we lost it. Also, it's probably close to 80 degrees in here. Just because my apartment's a little crazy when it comes to the heating. Yeah, we'll just put some ice over them. Cameras love ice. I mean, the Noctuas do have the best chance of not having any fan noise picked up by the microphone. So, in reality, I really want to switch to Blackmagic Studio micro cameras, but I found out they don't have continuous autofocus. So, I don't know. They have autofocus, but it's like you touch it and then it focuses in. So I'd need like a little macro button to like adjust focus. So I don't know. Losing continuous autofocus for a bunch of other fun features. Not sure how I feel about that one. This is flaky sea salt. It's like Malden style flaky salt. You can kind of see like the little pyramid that it makes. They have a full like REST API for the studio micro cameras. So like I could get Castmate to control it just fine. Anywho, that controlling the Sonys is a nightmare. They are supposed to be controllable. But I can't get them to stay connected to my Wi-Fi, which makes it really hard to control them. I don't know what's wrong with them. No one seems to know what's wrong. Sony's really bad at software. Sony's god-awful at the software game. So, anywho, we're going to put these in. We're going to put these in. And then we'll turn on the oven camera. It's going to make a time lapse. We'll find out. We're at the find out phase. Here we go. I think I just broke the oven camera. I did. God damn it. Wait, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You gonna recognize my camera? Goddamn GoPros. I even like plugged it in ahead of time to make sure it was working. Is it gonna pick up? There we are. All right, oven, toggle oven camera. There we go. Oven view. Only missed a little bit. Thank you for the robot. They certainly are melting. I'm a little scared. They we'll find out. They look a little gloopier than normal, which is scary. Oh, scoop and leave in the freezer. Now there's a good idea. While these go, let's scoop another batch and chuck them in the freezer. Might solve some of our gloopiness problems. If it does turn out to be a problem. And like cookie dough rested for 24 hours is also drastically different. So, you know, there's a lot of variables here. Now the trick is going to be getting them in my freezer, because my freezer is kind of full. Yeah, there's definitely some puffage. They got some puff going on. Just don't have any ice. Okay. We can make this work. What's up, Subtle? We're offending some culinary deities here with our cheddar chocolate chip cookies. I was afraid too. You know, wait, maybe we got lucky. Okay, so one, in college I used to eat Cheez-Its and chocolate chips as like a little like snack while I was studying. And then February was souffle month for the Labyrinth, our monthly culinary club, and I did a marbled cheese and chocolate souffle. And I had a bunch of cheese left over that I did not want to go to waste. So we are trying to make essentially a Cheez-It and chocolate chip cookie. Well, we could probably mix in some paprika, because Cheez-Its have paprika in them, and I didn't mix any in. But we'll see how this goes. Cream cheese is also wonderful. I've seen some like cream cheese, like cheesecake stuffed chocolate chip cookies, where you like make some like cheesecake filling and you form it into a ball and you like wrap the cookie around it and then you get like pepper. Ooh. All right, they're getting dangerously close. How much time is left on the timer? 2 minutes. Gotta keep an eye on them. What's up, Shotgun? I stand by cheddar and chocolate chips. I think they taste quite good. Tabasco Cheez-Its. Oh. I can see that being really good. I'm gonna put the cheese away. Cheese shouldn't just be like festering out here at room temperature. It should be in the fridge, where cheese belongs. Zeppelis? Oh, yeah. Is there a festival or something going on? Ali's looking. How much time we got? 34 seconds. They're a little brown around the outside. Get this out. I think I'm gonna give them 30 more seconds, and then we'll take them out. I can't fault your logic there. They are good. They smell like Cheez-Its. So we're doing something right. All right. This was 8.5, almost 9 minutes. Oh my God. Look at that. I wonder if we went over or not. It's hard to tell. I'm so excited for this. It's got like a Cheez-It smell going on. This is excellent. Can we get, oh, they're a little underdone in the center. They might need to go back in for another minute. Just give them 30 seconds or so. I know you want the center of the cookie a little undone, but that was like raw. There was an ocean in there. What's up, Darlene? Give it another 30. Raw Cheez-It. And then we'll take them out. I don't want them to stay in there too long. You a cookie yet? Or are you just going to be liquid? We'll let them sit. They might be underdone. So yes, these are cheddar and chocolate chip cookies. Abomination, or I was trying to think of another word with starts with A, but I couldn't do it. Yes, I am 100% serious. These are like Cheez-It chocolate chip cookies is the idea here. So we've taken our standard chocolate chip recipe, which is the Bon Appetit brown butter and toffee chocolate chip. That's the one I always make. Instead of browning the butter, we didn't brown the butter because I was worried about the flavor being too strong. Overpowering the cheese, right? We want the cheese to come through. We want Cheez-It. So we subbed out half of the butter for cheddar. A little smaller, maybe. We could also drop the oven temperature because it was 350 with convection, which is like 375-ish. I kind of don't want to, I'd prefer them to stay this size, if possible. But it would help the center problem. I just like this size of cookie. Yeah, we could drop the oven down. Because we're getting a little browning. Let me zoom. We're getting a lot of browning around the sides. And if we go in longer, like we did close to 9 minutes. And if I bump that up to like 10, 11 minutes, we're going to toast. It's going to become browner. Which is good and bad. Like the brown is where the flavor is, but you also lose like the cheese color, right? So for true TikTok viral sensation is we might need to switch to like a shortbread that doesn't brown as much, or get rid of the molasses somehow. Someone had posited, I forget who it was, that maybe with the cheese we don't need the molasses for the spread, and maybe they're right. I don't know. There's lots of questions. This is uncharted territory. Let's get one off of here if we can, if there's any of them that are solid. They've sort of all sunken in. You can see the middle is like caved in, caved in, caved in, caved in. They're going to be very goopy in the center. Damn it. Stop running away. I want this cookie off the sheet. Oh, it's holding up a little better than I thought. I think we try a 325 one batch next. I did find evidence of at least a cheesemonger making something similar. They posted on their like cheesemongering website. All right. It's as solid as it's going to get. Here we go. Actually, for the true taste test, you must also have milk. It's a chocolate chip cookie. It has to go with milk. Otherwise, what are you doing? Get your own cool glass at cookiebox.cool, run by Cake in the chat. That's hers. You can order cookies from Cake, and she will make them and send them to you. You can also get the cool glass. All right. It's time. It's time for the taste test. I'm scared. I'm excited and scared. Here we go. It's like almost there. The cheese could be stronger, believe it or not. Like it's coming through on like the after taste, but it's not quite there on the front of it. Or maybe it's just too sweet. Topping with the cheese is an interesting thought. Grilled cheese. Hmm. You should try at one point to pack dry cheese in. Oh, that is an excellent thought. Well, all right. So we're doing a bit of an experiment here. Daddy goes. So back in college, I would eat Cheez-Its and chocolate chips together, and I really liked them together. Then last month, for the Labyrinth, our monthly culinary club, we did a chocolate and cheese souffle, and we marbled those together, and it turned out really well. And so I had a lot of cheddar left over, and I didn't want to go to waste. So my thought was try to capture the Cheez-It chocolate chip vibe in one cookie. So we made a cheese and chocolate chip cookie. So these have a bunch of smoked cheddar in them. Instead, so we subbed out part of the butter for smoked cheddar, and then lowered the amount of sugar by roughly 30% less sugar, maybe 25, and then added some salt, like doubled the amount of salt I put in there. It is a bit of a stonery idea, isn't it? They could be cheesier. They are a little too sweet. So I would go down, I did 200 grams of granulated sugar and 20 grams of molasses. I would go down another like 30 grams or so. Maybe even down 50. So go like 150 and 15 grams. An ice cream sando? Oh my God. Now we're out there. We've entered outer space. They're a little too sweet. They're not giving the sort of like cheesy kind of thing. Maybe, you know, there's like I like this chocolate chip cookie recipe without the cheese, like this normal one, where, you know, like the thickness you get, but maybe we need a chocolate chip cookie that spreads and get crispier. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a little bit thinner, a little bit more wafery. Because then you get like more crispy bit. Because I wonder how the outside like really brown crispy bit tastes. Like, does that taste more like a Cheez-It because it's crispier? Hmm. Not really. It just tastes like cookie on the outside. The tweel? The cheddar tweel? We topped our souffle with one of those. Go entirely sans sugar? But then it just starts being like a chocolate chip biscuit. I think you still need the sugar. But I think there is something to cheddar powder. Get some cheddar powder for extra radioactive cheddar flavor. Crafter Velveeta Tweels. I don't know. I made some Tweels out of this smoked cheddar, and it turned out really well. All right. Well, we have a bunch more of these that we could bake up. I could like food process the Cheez-Its, but I feel like that's cheating a little. An arbitrary limitation put on myself for sure. Now there's an idea. Can we add a drop of vanilla to the leftover dough? Yeah. We can put some vanilla in there. All right, let me get a plate. Okay, so we'll add some vanilla and we'll also drop our temperature down to 325. Temperature has been dropped. Let's move these. Let's put a little vanilla in there. I'm hesitant to do cheese chunks. Because when you put it like they don't hold together, you know what I'm saying? They like it separates and then will burn. So I'm not going to do that. It'll like get all greasy and weird. Cheddar don't hold up like that, sadly. Oh, yeah. I I prioritize the cooking streams over the coding streams, and like every Friday, I'm like, this is when I'm gonna do my coding stream, and then every Friday something gets in the way. Like I wanted to do one this week because I was putting the final touches on my like castmate update, and I just like it just didn't come together. Where like during the day I just kept having to like get up and do things, and I didn't have like that stretch of time to like be dedicated to the stream. So I want to get back to doing the coding streams. But things have been volatile. There's my vanilla. God damn it. I was using that camera. It is very hot in here. We'll just use this camera. Give that camera a second to cool off. All right. Splash of vanilla into the remainder of the dough. Extract 500 milligrams. Yeah, hang on. Let me go separate it. Let me get my tweezers. I'll pick out the little individual atoms of vanilla. What's it taste like now? Still very cheesy. So it's got that going for it. Okay. So yeah, so this unlabeled bottle is vanilla extract made by my parents. So they bought a bunch of vanilla beans and put it in vodka and then gave me some. So this is proper vanilla extract. And then I do have the massive bottle of the vanilla bean paste. Yeah, we've used some of it, but we're nowhere near all the way through it. No, we lost both cameras. Oh, the humanity. Damn it. We'll just give it through the ads. God, it's so warm in here. What the hell? What temperature? What's my temperature sensor say? Living room, 81 degrees. Oh my God. Is this emitting heat? Oh, no wonder. They got the heat in this building cranked. There we go. Plus, I have the oven on, so, that's not helping things. But let's scoop some new ones. All right. Put the flaky sea salt on there. Pop these in. Move that there. Here they go. And so this is at 325 with convection. So we'll aim for 9 minutes and we'll see what they're looking like. But overall, not bad. Even these. They got a little cheddar to them. Which I don't mind at all. We'll see how the lower temperature goes. Oh. Thoughts? Now, when the next ad gets close, remind me to snooze it so we can test my castmate changes. Because Fables Op, or Fables OP, I don't know how he likes to have his username pronounced. Fables was having a problem where like the schedule triggers for ads weren't getting picked up. I was trying to figure out what was happening for so long. But my theory was that his system clock was several seconds ahead of the server clock time on Twitch. So when an ad schedule trigger is about to run, it will re-query. That was a test redeem left in. So in Castmate, we added viewer variables, which allows data to be stored per viewer. And that was my redeems for testing the number storing. And I've just kept it there because people like messing with them. So they're not redeemable for anything. It's just a number that goes up and down to test it. Well, Lurker, we made it up. So we took my standard quote heavy quotes chocolate chip cookie recipe, which is the Bon Appetit brown butter and toffee cookie. It's brown butter. So like instead of the regular Toll House, which is 50-50 between brown sugar and white sugar, it's like a cup of brown sugar to like a third of a cup of white sugar. And it also browns the butter. I like that recipe a little bit more. So we took that recipe. I didn't brown the butter for these because I was afraid that it would like overpower the cheddar. And then I subbed half the butter for smoked cheddar. And then I also reduced the sugar from around 280, 90-ish grams between the two and lowered it down to just 200 grams plus 20 grams of molasses because I was out of brown sugar. So like the molasses and the brown sugar, I don't know what that works out to in brown sugar versus regular sugar, but you know. Overall, oh, and I upped the amount of salt because I was trying to get like Cheez-It like flavor. So I can post I can post in my Discord, like write it down because I know everything that we did. I do have a Discord. If you do !Discord, hopefully, if I added that command, it was missing for a while. Heyo. Guess who set up their stream properly? So I can post it in the food channel. Any of the pictures we take on stream automatically go to the food channel. So if you want to stare at all the food we've made, look at the food channel. It's not the most well-maintained Discord in the world. You know, I could do a better job. I do my best though. I got too many irons in the fire, you know? Too many projects going on. But yeah, we're coming up with the castmate update, hopefully, tomorrow after we prove that snoozing works. So I'll be posting that in the Discord. The patch notes for this change are nuts. I looked at my branch and it was like, you have 200 commits between you and the main branch. And I was like, uh-oh. It's been a while. So we just need to make sure the snoozing works because I added hopefully a fix for the offset clocks. How are you liking Godot? I also downloaded Godot not this week, but last week. Or I guess not last week, but the week before. It's Monday today. I don't know what day it is. I don't think it's gonna... I liked it, but I don't think it's gonna do what I wanted it to do. And I think I have to go back to Unity to achieve what I want. It's just Sunday, buddy. God, I wish it was Sunday. I needed webcam access. See, I didn't even touch GD script. I went straight to like, give me that C#. I was like, load up the mono. I don't want to touch this script. I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. Brown edge wafers. I don't think I've ever seen brown edge wafers. All right, let's look at these. They've been in 9 minutes. They definitely need another minute. Ooh. I don't remember brown edge wafers. Brown edge wafers. Wafer cookies. Ooh. They look like a butter cookie? Yeah. Kind of like a they sort of look like if you took the top of Milano, like instead of sandwiching a Milano with like the chocolate and you like spread it out into a circle and crisped it up. Like they look like similar to a Milano in texture. I don't know. I'm looking at a picture. It's hard to tell texture in a picture. What'd they do to Milanos? Pepperidge Farm. You're the one who's supposed to remember Pepperidge Farm. No changing things. Friggin'. Wait, Milanos are Pepperidge Farm, right? I'm not making that up. They're whatever. I mean, I believe you if you say that they've changed. I just I'm shaming the company. Damn it. Ah. Okay. These look a little better. Thank you, Egos. I was quite happy with it. It could use it. It needed more cheese. I didn't really taste the cheese. Pepperidge Farm remembers what they want to remember. Selective memory, you know? The American special. A black and white cookie. Chocolate on one side and cheese fondue on the other. Yeah, can you make like a cheese ganache? Is that a thing? You might be able to do that with like